Crit has just been amazing. A bit of a slower start to his Earth Spirit. Didn't manage to find any openings early on, but his rolls, his silences, like the spell casting, everything was pretty much on point. And this should be the free Roche.
No, I don't think after those last few events, Saji's going to risk going over there again. Because EG controlling this area perfectly. Not leaving any chance for IG to even begin to think of setting up around Roshan.
Yeah.
As Abed, he's going to have the Aegis ready for the next fight.
Arteezy was thinking, do I get a Sanj? Do I get a Blink Dagger? He saw how the last fight went, decided to go for that Blink Dagger, which I really, really like. You know, being able to just jump on the Sven. Like, he's never going to feel that comfortable playing into Razor. And they've shut down Emo. Emo was having such a good time. Now he's nowhere near his second item.
These 3 back-to-back deaths, just destroying his early game completely. One more move like that, and Emo's impact is going to fall off entirely in this game. Top lane EG at the tier 2s. See if IG want to do anything about this. You know, obviously, with the way last few fights have gone, it's very hard for them to make that call, especially into the Aegis. In the mid, Crit, ice, and Abed.
Oh, not again.
Emo, he's pushing down the lane. The silence is there from Crit, buying enough time to line up the roll. As another death. Bottom lane, Arteezy's coming in with the BKB and the static link. They're looking to take him out. JT is going to be able to bring Fly Flying Kaka back to safety. Ollie will manage to TP out, but they can't let the Void Spirit die like this. This is
this is fourth time, exactly. Like Crit, he used the roll a bit prematurely, you know, considering if you use the Stone Remnant. So he didn't even use the Stone Remnant, still connects on the target, and you can feel that JT is afraid. While he's using Dark Rift, he needs to be able to control Void Spirit, otherwise someone might get kicked out of the range, and then you're just going to be left there alone.
It seems very risky here. IG, they've smoked up whilst they don't have Emo, and it's into an Aegis. Maybe, I mean, it's going to be that sort of a surprising move that it will catch EG by...
Oh, they're not going to catch anything.
But no, Fly's out.
Even if they caught Fly, it's still not worth it. I can understand the aggression that they wanted to do, be a bit more, you know, active, because there's no shapeshift, there was no BKB on Razor. But even, as you said, they still have Aegis on the Storm up and running for 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
It's easy back on with the push. Will manage to finish off the tier 2.
Oh, they need to talk about the items, because Lycan and Razor are going for the same item build, so he just like swapped. He bought a casual plate mail, which is also fine. He wanted to get the AC, but realized Lycan is also going for one.
Yeah, looks to pick up the axe instead.
Casual plate mail is also fine. You know,
yeah, against
playing into Sven,
yeah,
feels like a good item.
I mean, as you said, you just need to be able to BKB, get on top of the Sven, get the link going, and just survive through the initial physical burst that Sven will still have at the start of the link with the God Strength. You live through that, Sven's not been able to take you down. As a Razor, you're just going to be able to force the Sven to have to back off each time, and with the control that EG has, it's going to be rather difficult for Fly to do. Does have the BKB now, but those BKB usages have to be flawless from the Sven.
For sure. JT's Road of Atos, like, oh, another jump. It's just going to be on the Next Assassin. Yeah, Next Assassin does not ever feel comfortable playing in any of the Necro 3 heroes, like a Beastmaster, Lycan, Atos. Let's see the damage.
And they're trying to start something onto Arteezy. JT, he already feels the way that this fight is going. He's starting to rift them out. Godstrick has been committed, though, by Fly. A bit of an awkward move there. As you can see very early on that JT had no inclination of sticking around for the fight.
If they get a stun on Razor, I think they commit instead of getting back, because they could potentially just bring down Razor low enough to kill him with Sven's God Strength. Sven, no blink.
And he still wants to go, still wants to make something happen with this God Strength. He's stepping up, but he's been silenced. Thomas straight towards the back line. The BKB comes up, but Arteezy, he's in with the static link. Sven's got to step away. Fly's losing all of his damage. Freezing field for the high ground from Fly. Emo's got to run. JT's going to get chased out by Arteezy. Crits in again with the roll. Closes the gap on JT as JT's gone.
Oh, that was not a good Pit of Malice. If we're going to see that again, Razor, he managed to walk around the Pit of Malice. Like, good moves from Arteezy there. Gets the static link off, and also he did not block that passage. Like, check the Pit of Malice. Like, it was a bit more aggressive, good jump from the Storm Spirit, and the Razor just goes around, manages to get out and follow them.
Yeah, it stays on Fly for more than long enough to force Fly to have to run. No chance of taking the fight anymore when Fly has lost, I think, at least 120 damage there to the Link. 4K lead now for EG. Fly's farm still in a good place, but for these last few fights, Arteezy's just caught up completely on his Razor.
He's going into Aghanim Scepter, which is also okay. Was thinking about Sanj, a bit of a status resistance, maybe transition that into Heaven's Halberd against the Sven, which would also be fine. But getting Aghanim Scepter gives them a bit more like push potential, and then you can deal with the 2 targets. I don't know why, like in the description it says when striking buildings, it will only target towers, barracks, and the Ancient. Like, those buildings, they're actually called just buildings inside the base, are not affected. Like, it would be too powerful if you could actually go for that.
You're not wrong. That's, you know, you've got to balance in all things.
I like how that's still called a building. Couldn't think of anything different.
I mean, Dota's a very creative game. You know, there's going to be limits to the creativeness. Building, indeed. Maybe we'll see it get a name change in the new update. So here we have it, bottom lane. Tier 2, getting pressured by Ice. And again, this is just, you can't do anything. You can't do anything here if you're IG. You can't turn up to these pushes from EG right now. You've got to try and look to get the trades going, and they'll take the tier 1 top, IG.
Crit has a BKB. Urn of Shadows, BKB.
Massive.
Yeah. Lycan units trying to push on the bottom lane. They also have a siege creep. But they know something is up. Like EG, they have a good read. IG smoked on a completely different side of the map.
It's going to take them quite a while to get over it. But they're heading in the right direction. See if they can get a jump. But you say EG's going to feel that something's coming over. EG, they're going to be prepared. They're holding close to one another on the high ground. Do IG really want to try and fight into this?
EG, they have vision on the high ground. They're scouting things out. They're sure that there are no wards from the enemy team with the Necros, and now they're going to start pushing in some damage, forcing a glyph from IG. Next Roche may respawn in 30 seconds.
Around the next objective they'll look for, Arteezy will have the full Aghanims. So as well, they lose a curry in the river, but that pretty much gives up the whole move of IG. As IG will have to get back to showing themselves in the mid lane. And really just prepare for the high ground defense. Fighting EG outside of the base has ended terribly the last few times that IG's tried to go for it. It's mid lane. Look at the opening here.
That's a good jump.
The chainstone's coming out. Arbet jumps to the back line, but Arteezy's going to get blown off. As he's taken down 100 to 0. Now with the God Strike, Firefly turns up towards Crit. Crit's escape is going to be blocked off. IG able to find that opening, as Arteezy wasn't quite ready for that opening stun.
I mean, if he pops a BKB there, not sure if Blink Dagger was ready, but he needs to be careful. They have so many stuns, like stun from Sven, stun from Nyx Assassin. Let's see the Roche respawn, minute and 5 seconds, so Arteezy will be out, but need to be a bit more careful.
Standing in just a little bit too close to the base, and not quite prepared. I didn't know that IG was all up there, and the pace had kind of slowed down. Things had started to calm off a little bit, so Arteezy just getting a bit of a rude awakening there from that jump of IG.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Let's see what IG can do with this. 15 seconds though until Arteezy's back up, so not too long whatsoever. And IG will respect that as soon as the respawn comes in. They'll keep themselves there half of the map.
Damage coming out from the Sven is still super high. He also finds a really good neutral item, like Spider Legs, that's going to give you move speed, ability to go over the cliffs. So, like, that static link is not going to be that great. He has a lot of movement speed from the Warcry, Mask of Madness, S and Y might be able to just blink and break it.
Arbet closing in onto Emo, the follow-up stun is there for Crit. They grab it back with the Vortex, Emo's gone. And we're seeing it every single game, really. When Ice, he's on these Beastmasters, he's on these Lycans. the micro, the vision game that
He
is
gets
able to
Phoenix
provide.
as well.
And RTZ, he's dealing with JT. He's on it with the Sally Link. JT looking to get out here with the Rift, and they got the damage they do. JT's not getting home tonight.
Crit understands, like, we have enough damage to bring him down. Rolls onto the Phoenix, almost gets like a solo kill until Sven shows up. Buyback from Nyx Assassin.
Otherwise, they're going to start losing the base. RTZ stepping up to the high ground. And with the push of Ice's army, the tier 3's gone. IG, what can they do to slow this? Ice popping the ult, in fact, ready to look to maybe even pressure a dive. They'll force out another buyback from IG as Emo.
That's a big one.
Looking for the setup. BKB is available from Arbed. He's going to pop it immediately. Time over one. Flyfly. He's boarding the Sven. Flyfly's going to put the BKB and run. The Supernova's out. EG steps to the side, keep their distance, wait for the ult to finish.
This is so big from EG. They just forced him to use 2 buybacks. They got the tower, and they also forced the egg plus the BKB from Sven. Roshan is up. They could go in. Like, they have enough damage. Necrobook is available. There's also AC on Lycan right now. So much minus armor coming out. They just have enough. Arteezy finishing off the Aghanim Scepter as well. He also found the Spider Legs, so it's going to have a bit easier time chasing Sven with that static link.
This is spotted out. It's Aegis and Cheese. IG, they don't want to let this get away. As they're coming in with the smoke, they have got strength, no Supernova, no Rift either, so JT won't be able to bail them out if the fight goes wrong.
No BKB for 20 as well on Sven. EG, they go back. They're holding the high ground. They know that they are aware of this. Look at crit positioning.
Crit trying to dispel any sort of smoke movement that IG attempt from the low ground, but IG very hesitant about making moves into this triangle. Ollie. Get the ward down. The vision advantage, they're going to try and jump Emo. He's going to look to commit straight away onto Arbed. Crit, he's able to land the 3-man silence, pushes the back, IG they've got a split. As they'll jump forward from Arbed, they're looking at one Flyfly, trying to TP out the rest of the BKB, Flyfly, he'll make it out of there. JT trying to bail the rest of the map, but Emo's dead, out for 90. Ollie's trying to TP away, but crits him with the stun, stops the TP escape.
Man, Crit, what a performance by him. You know, holding there, they've split the Necrobook units if they want to enter from this or the other side, and then he lands a 3-man silence. Good link from Arteezy. The reason why he bought a Blink Dagger. Yeah, we're going to see that one again.
I mean, the jump there, but Crit, he keeps his cool, he heads over, boom. Certainly 3-man silence, they have to split. Kaka and JT can't offer anything at the start of it, as Crit's pressure just splits IG apart and allows EG to clean them up one by one. JT very lucky to get away with his life because Emo and Ollie left behind. EG's got the space to move in. Aegis on Arteezy and Cheese on Arbed, ready for the next fight.
Yeah, they swap things around a little bit. They still show that, you know, Razor. I like that because Razor will be the one possibly going in a bit more aggressive, sieging the high ground with the Eye of the Storm, especially with the Aghanim Scepter. So they give him that instead, which I really, really like.
And here comes the push for the Aghanims. Arteezy using the lightning to break down the barracks. 20 seconds until Emo's up. As the React's falling incredibly fast as well with the AC help. Coming in, I've got the fortification. Slowing down a little bit. Arteezy's getting back in there now, but he's looking for the jump. He's in straight away on Kaka with the silence. Lotus Soul will protect Kaka. Arteezy nearly killing himself. The Pleasureville did back in. They're on top of Kaka. Kaka's out for 70. No buyback on the Nyx.
They do not want to lose this Aegis yet because they just picked it up.
Yeah, they're instantly out of there. Ice's popping the ult to break away from IG. As IG won't be able to punish EG at all there for that push.
They're still going to have Cheese. They're still going to have Aegis for the next fight. Well, maybe they use the Cheese. Who's holding the Cheese? They don't have the Cheese.
They had it on Arbed before.
Okay, he popped it.
Okay. (24-13), 10k lead. Again, this third game, once more, IG just finding themselves in a position that... How do they get themselves out of this?
They're just crumbling. Like, the decision-making after a couple of deaths on Emo, he died for like 4 times in a row. Now trying... Wolves, they're scouting them out.
Here we go, jumping from Arteezy, he's on to Flyfly, popping the BKB. He's got to run. He's got to get out of it with the static link, stealing that damage over to the side. Chris there with a follow-up, closing gap onto Emo. Emo's gone with no buyback for a minute, and Arteezy's ready to head back up to the high ground and into the base. No creep wave at the moment, though.
This is also the perfect item for Arteezy. You know, you get stuck on a cliff, just use the spider legs, can easily get off of it. And this allows him to just chase the Sven. It also allows him to not have boots of speed in his inventory, just keeping that plate mail. Like, if he gets the first jump on Sven, if they don't stun lock him, Arteezy is good to go. And Fly will need to bail.
Just each and every time having to use those BKBs to survive and run. Making it increasingly harder for IG to just set up a scenario where they can pop BKB God Strength and get the jump themselves, with EG's aggression just beating IG at it every single time. EG playing far too fast for IG to keep up with once again.
Bloodstone, Orchid on Storm Spirit, level 20. He also went for the Electric Vortex duration talent. Like, this Crystal Maiden Aura really helping out how much farm Abed can get, and now going into Aghanim Scepter, which I really like. He also, you know, just prefers to get that item as, like, sometimes third, sometimes fourth, but really works well. Kind of like a budget black hole.
IG just having to sit back and wait now.
Lotus Orb is done on Underlord, but he needs to, like, precast it on Sven before Sven gets a good jump.
Emo, he's got to be very careful how he jumps out of the base like this. You know that EG, if they feel the time is right, they'll be straight on top of him. See how they can start things. Arteezy, it's another fly, they get the drag back. They do turn with the stun onto the two of them, and they bring down Abed. Abed will go down, Arteezy as well, getting turned. Arteezy's got the ones. He's got the Aegis, he's going to be back for a second round, but the Supernova is going to be successful. EG trying to get back in to help him out, but the Supernova goes off. They've all been stunned. IG down, focus down Arteezy. Arteezy getting brought down. Arteezy's dead. IG finding number with the Magnetize. Crit trying to do his best to rectify the fight, keeping the Magnetize going, but the Spike Carapace trips up Crit. IG turn, they take him down as well.
Yeah, this is the fight that IG needed. You know, they go in, Fly gets a good ulti off. Like, if he does not get static linked, or if the static link is like 100 damage, you're still gonna feel those right clicks coming out from Sven, almost 600 damage on him, getting him closer to like level 25, even more damage, and getting him closer to the Swift blink. Then he's gonna have unlocked movement speed, will be able to bring that, break that link.
Oh, so just the initiation this time around, just a little too aggressive from EG. They both commit in onto Fly, but JT, perfect Lotus, lays it down onto Fly, causing Abed to pull himself in with the Vortex. And with Abed gone, things start to fall apart very quickly. Perfect use of the Supernova to guarantee that stun on Arteezy's revival from the Aegis.
Yeah, that was such a clutch move as well on top of that. And Lotus Orb, like, this is the best item pretty much that they can get against the Sven. Sorry, against the Razor. Also, he decided to get a Lotus Orb for himself on Razor. Interesting. There aren't too many like things to dispel. There is a silence from the Void Spirit. Sven does not have, you know, that Aghanim Scepter, so he's not following you, which is a really good item to counter it. I guess he just wants to have something against the Pit of Malice to be able to move around freely.
But he's already got the BKB.
Maybe he was thinking, you know, I'm running out of slots. I bought that casual plate mail. What do I turn this into?
Sure, I think that's almost certainly it. And it is something that does mean when he commits onto Fly, if he doesn't want to use the BKB straight away, suddenly Fly can't hold him back with the stun, because it's just only going to cause Fly to stun himself. Well, Fly does also have a BKB, but we'll see. Definitely didn't do too much for him in that last situation. Minotaur Horn also on Fly, as he's getting tankier and tankier, and a big bit of that lead shut down there off the back of that last defense from IG, showing that they've still got a good punch ready to come out with.
They still have to respect the damage coming out from Sven, because it's insane. Especially if they get a Lotus Orb on him, then you're not going to feel like the static link. Crit still deals a ton of damage in the team fights. They also gave him Spell Prism to lower the cooldown on his abilities. More rolls, more silences, and the lower cooldown on a BKB plus a Spirit Vessel. Next Roche may respawn in a minute and 30. Emo holding a gem. Wally picked that one up.
They can get the jump Arteezy. Just showing at the moment in the mid. Kaka tries to get him with the Spike Carapace setup. Will open up with the stun. IG. Let's see if they can commit onto him. Arteezy's going to be able to easily get the BKB off. IG, they'll start to back off. Ice and Abed, they won't chase. So IG succeeding in getting the BKB charge down on Arteezy. And now they want to fight. Now that they know the BKB is on cooldown, they could go for a big move. They're going to come in with the Rift over towards the bottom lane. Ice, he's heading over to clean it up, but he's going to have a nasty surprise here as IG turn up. Ice has instant reactions, though. As soon as he sees the team, BKB and a TP out, Ice is fine.
Sven even popped the ulti. Maybe he thought, you know, with 1 or 2 crits from Daedalus, I will have enough damage to bring him down. But Lycan is super tanky, especially with the AC, and realizes they have nothing that goes through magic immunity, so I'm just going to TP out.
Still about 2k away from the Aghanims on Abed. It's going to make a big difference in these fights. Trying to play around all the counter plays that IG have going for themselves. See, Fly did finish off the Swift Blink, so a big step up to his damage output. So if he's able to close the gap, get that initiation with the God Strength, this Sven is going to hit incredibly hard.
Storm, he found Timeless Relic for himself. That's going to be a great item, especially once he picks up that Aghanim Scepter. He's getting very close, double damage in the bottle. Next Roche, minute and 30.
And we see as well with the timing, Fly gets himself, gets 2 tomes actually sent out that were available still. So that's pushed him up just half a level away from the level 25 now, Sven.
Stacking the tomes, new strat.
Yeah, hit them with that surprise XP jump at the end. In terms of 25s for EG, still a little away from them.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Zartizi, very close to having his next item done. In fact, he's got it here, I believe.
Emo has a 10-second BKB. They need to be careful about this, because he did not use it yet. Invis.
Well, the Stormcraft has actually kind of given it away.
Oh yeah, I just forgot about that item. You know, it's one item that has a good dispel mechanic, but doesn't feel like it has a lot of synergy. You know, who's gonna bring that? Do you want to have that on the a spellcaster? Do you want to have that on someone who deals the damage? Mana regen is nice though.
And we're holding it like they were just then. I mean, the EG are fully aware of where IG is sneaking around. Stormcraft are procking against the wolves and the creeps. EG, they're going to try and fight this. They're going to look for the jump. RTZ straight in away, but he's been caught up with a spike parapet. Can't get able to catch him as he jumps in. Supernova's out. BKB will manage to come out from
Kill
RTZ.
that egg.
They turn, take down the egg, jump forward to the back line. They're on top of Fly, trying to run with the Minotaur horn. He's going to stand his ground past the gold stroke. He turns, he takes down Arbeck. Crit falling low as well. The Remnant won't quite grab him. Crit still alive, kicks back Emo. Emo turns over towards him. Yule set up onto Crit. Crit will go down.
Like, they thought Sven's not gonna turn, but he also didn't have 25 there yet, but that you can see the damage. Like, with the Swift Blink, unlocks the max movement speed, just completely turns around with the God Strength, gets 2 hits, and they're all like half HP or almost gone. Storm Spirit, you know, he does not have a defensive item for himself other than the Black King bar, so that's a bit problematic. They also need to respect still the damage coming out from Sven.
We see as well, they did force out a couple of buybacks from IG, so IG putting a bit more money into that fight. At the same time, Crit comes out with his as EG. They don't want to let IG get the chance to get into Roche using those buybacks. As we see in the fight again, just good pick off, good way to start things. But Fly just holding his ground, knowing that he would have the damage to turn and take down the 2 of them.
Roche is alive. Aegis, Cheese, and Aghanim Scepter.
And who's eyeing up that Ags? I mean, I guess, you know, Arbed would love to have to not buy his own, as he's still yet to buy into it.
And they can give it to him. They could also give it to Earth Spirit. I wouldn't mind seeing Earth Spirit with it, if they get it. But on the other side, Emo already has one. I think you just give it to Sven, if they are the ones who can pick it up. Like that transportation, the Superman mode, unlock. Oh, he also he also built the Lincoln Sphere, which I really like, you know. A Lotus Orb and the Lincoln Sphere against the Razor. It's a 9k gold lead for EG, but at the moment, like, you can't really feel that they're missing that amount of gold. It doesn't really matter.
If they can't jump Fly and deal with him at the start of the fight, Fly is just going to cause a whole lot of issues as the fight draws on. If he can get that BKB and God Strength off without the threat of being static linked by Arteezy. around this area. Lost fight here. I mean, a lost Aegis, Cheese, and Aghanims. Arbed actually spending up the money. Will invest in the Aghanims for himself. So we'll have that good to go for the next fight.
They don't have too many abilities that they can like pierce this Lincoln Sphere with. They might use a Frostbite. I don't think you want to use the Force Staff from the Crystal Maiden. You want to save that for defensive purposes. They lost a gem. This is also the big part. You know, now IG, they're holding 2 gems. They still have Necro units to devord any possible wards. A big item on Razor, he got that Butterfly. Sven does not have a True Strike.
Well, let's be cautious about Emo. It's level 25, Hex stun. That's a lot of lockdown between the Hex and the Dissimilate stun. If EG don't get their BKBs off in time, there will be more than enough chain stun to hold Arteezy in place to allow Fly to get the kill.
And the BKBs are down to 5 seconds. He jumps in.
But instant reaction there with the Hex as they come in. Commits with the BKB, gets the signs down with the 2 of them. The Supernova's out, but Ahmed, he's down. The damage is done by Fly. Over towards Crit they goes. The BKB comes to an end. Spike carries the Kaka, catches Crit. Crit goes down as well.
Yeah, that jump, you know, they go in, but they get caught. There's so much control coming up from the Void Spirit. You have the Hex, you have that AoE silence. The Simulate also stuns level 25 talent. Now they can go inside the pit. Crit already bought back in the previous fight, so he's not going to have it. Storm Spirit invested all of his gold into that new shiny Aghanim Scepter. I don't think they have enough to deal with that super farmed Sven right now, and also Emo. Like, he managed to make a comeback after getting caught multiple times in a row. Like, he's super strong right now.
Yeah, he really did. The impact he can have at this point with that much lockdown around these low duration BKBs is just pretty much unmatched from EG. Anytime IG get the jump and have the better time.
Oh, it's Nyx Assassin who picks up the Ags. So he wants to burrow himself.
Just something else in these team fights that's going to make it pretty much impossible for EG to keep the fight going when the BKBs end. As he'll have such an easy time just throwing out his abilities from a distance. So IG ready to push up to the high ground their time, as they're now holding the 5k lead. EG letting that strong mid game that they had really slip away now, as IG, they're back in charge with how large Fly is.
Like it Wolves and Necro units, like, you need to keep that away from Sven. He pretty much one-shots it. Also, you need to keep it away from Pit of Malice. It will this lineup will start to fall off. You know, you have a Razor, he deals the damage, but they have the tools to deal with him right now. There is a Lincoln Sphere, there is a Lotus Orb.
And Arteezy, what's he doing? He's on the front. Arteezy's dead. He's got no buyback. Arteezy dead for 100, 350 gold short from buyback. And the Crit's gone as well. His buyback on cooldown. I mean, they're just sitting on the high ground, having a look out, and suddenly IG, they're on top of him. He's gone. IG's going to have all the space in the world to take so much here from the base of EG.
Yeah, that's a minute and 20 seconds without... Oh my god, they can't pick up any
that
bounty
might be
runes.
It. If IG realize
They
that there's no
probably
buyback.
think, you know, he has it, but we'll poke. We'll see what happens.
I mean, and they're poking pretty hard here with Fly. They're being cautious, though. They're looking towards the racks instead, already with the jump. Straight up towards the fountain. Emo's looking to get more kills here. Fly will live. As he gets away, actually, Emo losing his shard there because of that dive. We have Ice trying for the split mid. He does have creeps pushing in with him, Ice. So Ice might just be enough to stop EG from losing anything more than the mid and the top racks.
He's being very cautious about what's happening. He has the Wolves, Necro available, but they might go for the Megas.
Yeah, they're sticking
30
around.
seconds without Arteezy.
They know now that Arteezy has not got the gold to get back in. Still 100 gold short on the Razor. ZG, they're trying to start, so they've got to be careful. Kaka with the burrow, he's able to try and get the setup onto Fly, forces back to safety. JT actually going to look to take them out here as Arbe comes in. They look for the jump on to JT, but JT gets them all out.
Yeah, that's a level 3 ulti for second teleport delay. Oh, at least they did not get the mega creep, so they still have possibly one more fight. Arteezy definitely needs to farm up his buyback. He's gonna have it in the 400 gold. Double damage spawned on top. There's still Aegis for almost full 2 minutes. IG, they want to take another fight.
They still know how strong of a position they're in right now off the back of those last few moves. 11k lead, IG just playing this late game perfectly, and EG starting to make some mistakes.
This could be the big one. You know, Storm Spirit hitting level 25. He has that Electric Rave as well on top of the Aghanim Scepter. I'm not sure if anyone bought the Tome or was it him, but they might need this. Like, it's a ton of damage.
It's so much damage. No, it really is. 2 times overload attack bounce on your whole team. As long as they can live to get their hits off, and the BKBs are down on IG, can't underestimate how much magical burst that will be at this stage of the game. Fly is just ever so tanky. 4.4k gold as he's ready to start building towards his next item. As he's 10k ahead of that of the farm of Arteezy right now.
They still have that Aegis. They have gems, so they can get rid of any kind of vision. They also have cheese on Void Spirit.
See IG, they're looking for the jump. See if they want to make it. They won't go in blind. They do actually get the jump though onto Arbit. Emo's in. They get themselves over on towards the Storm Spirit. Arbit's able to get the BKB off, but he can't zip away in time. Arbit down for 90 seconds without the gold for buyback. EG, they're going to try and commit. Arteezy's in with the BKB, forcing them back. JT's ready to rip the team out. Knows the rip. Is it going to take them away? It is, but Emo and Kaka actually left behind.
Nyx.
They kind of split up. Ice will live on just a slither of health as he's able to run away. Emo still fighting back against Crit. Kaka remaining burrowed, causing some issues here for EG as they'll slowly but surely bring him down. Emo trying to finish off Crit, but the backup's there. Arteezy jumps across.
Aegis gone in a second. They did not time it. Oh, that would be so big.
And as it is, Emo's just going to get a free reset. As time's been bought for the rest of IG to get back over. And now still 50 seconds without Arbed. IG, they'll still play it careful, not wanting to push him with Kaka dead.
I'm surprised that JT decided to just bail them out completely. I think like they can go for this kind of a play with Sven focusing the barracks and then bailing. They also need to be careful about the Force Staff so that someone does not get caught inside of the base without getting back. Oh, we can see that. Like Razor, he's also level 25, extra attack speed. It's just a lot of damage. You know, a lot of damage. He might not be able to get the static link off the Sven anymore unless they proc his Lincoln Sphere, so might just go for a different target.
See it again here. She said, well, what do you reckon the time it was on that Aegis? Were you keeping track of it?
Yeah, I was keeping track. It was
4 seconds apparently. So close to making such a big play, but they couldn't quite control how quickly they took down Emo. So Emo able to get away with sticking around, and
it was like 3-0-1, you know, but once it needs to kick in, so it was very close.
EG attempting to hit out with a smoke here. As we can see there with the Aghanims, JT's going to have an even easier time of quickly taking his team out if he feels that the fight is going the wrong way.
EG will love to farm up buybacks on especially on the Storm Spirit. Like Lycan doesn't matter that much, especially if he uses the form already. But they need this buyback on the Storm Spirit, and they would also love to get that level 25.
29-24. IG still with the 12k lead as Fly getting close to the money to be able to slot something out and get his Abyssal Blade in. And still have buyback gold available pretty much. He's incredibly rich. Emo going for the refresher, and of course with that shard, that extra reach to assimilate that he'll have means that, as you can see, just the area of coverage that he can get in and under you and get that 2.5 second stun off, it makes it so hard to choose the right time to start retreating, as he'll always be able to chase you with that much range.
Dark Rift, Aghanim Scepter upgraded by Underlord, so that means 1 second less delay.
Oh, look at the jump. Arteezy seeping in. But they're in. They've got the Hex. They've got the Dissimulation. Arteezy in trouble. He's getting taken out. Gets the BKB off.
Oh,
the
fake.
Arteezy will be able to keep himself
Spider
alive.
legs.
Ice moves over the back. Ice takes down Ollie. But the rod's there. They control Ice. They bring him down. The Lycan falls. Somehow, though, EG able to keep Arteezy alive. Nearly ending in another disaster there. Arteezy still does not have the buyback goal. Big zip in from Arbe, gets the ball, takes chance to do with them. Arteezy moving in, they've got the link down on a fly. Keep themselves over the line, still going to take him out of time, they can! The Rift gets fly out of there. It's Arteezy, he's low.
He's going to drop.
Emo's able to just walk back up to him, and now with the Hex, Emo's able to set him onto Grit, the Hex into the stun. A question mark
in the old chat. All right, I love that. GG is called. He was just standing there. All right.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Spicing it up a little bit. As, oh my goodness.
That was so close. They managed to get out. Void Spirit still stays in. They get the kill on Abid. Unfortunately for EG, they did not have buybacks on any of the 3 cores.
What a game 3.
Whew.
What a game 3. It ain't over yet. It's not over.